When you're focusing on one story about Wally Hope, often people forget the bigger picture and what inspired the background information. This is the background. We were all inspired by a guy called Emmett Grogan. And he was a San Francisco hippie, and he was a big scene in San Francisco of lots of people in Haight-Ashbury back in 1967. He handed out thousands and thousands of leaflets around, and he organised these love-ins in the Golden Gate Park. People had the flowers in their hair, the summer of love. It moved on to Woodstock, 1969.
Come sing it! 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? Don't ask him, don't give a damn. Louder! Be a man. And 5, 6, 7, open up the pearly gates. Well, I ain't no time to wonder why we all on.
About 1 million people turned up, but loads of them had no tickets and food or anything. It was all, you know. Anyway, there's a guy called John Sinclair who John Lennon sings about, and he started the White Panthers, a sister group of the Black Panthers. And the White Panthers fed thousands of hippies free food at Woodstock. The fences came down, and Woodstock was declared a free festival. So then the scene moves on to England, United Kingdom, and then the Isle of Wight Festival, and 500,000 people, but many have no tickets. The White Panthers feed 30,000 hot free meals. The fences come down. A free festival is declared. It was Jimi Hendrix's last gig. R.I.P. Jimi Hendrix. I love Jimi Hendrix. Then you move on to the Reading Rock Festival, which was another type of festival with big fences and lots of security. It's a big thing, people trying to get into the Reading Rock Festival, again, just outside London, the Reading Rock Festival near Windsor and all that, and loads of people trying to storm in. There was apparently a huge thing storming the gate, the fence, trying to get in. So this leads to Bill Dwyer's idea. He realised there's a need for a free festival, and so he prints up millions of leaflets and distributes millions of leaflets in 1972, 73, 74. And there's the Windsor festivals all happen then, you see. And then all this time, there's a huge squatting scene in London, 1970 to 85. A bit similar to San Francisco, the Emmett Grogan and the free lovings in San Francisco. Kind of similar, lots of people wanting something to do, hippies, you know. So, onto the scene walks Wally Hope with his idea for the Stonehenge Free Festival in 1974. So, you know, and he writes to Radio Caroline, and they love the idea, and they plug it for months in advance. They were listened to about 500,000 listeners, and that's when I first met him in 1974. Amazing guy, you know, really nice guy. His timing was absolutely perfect, and he started at the Wally camp. He went round and he told us all, when the press turn up, all say you're Wally. Everyone said, we all agreed, you know? Yeah. And we did, you know, and it worked. You know, he was a very amazing guy, Wally Hope, you know. And then after that, we got close there, Watchfield Festival. We had Arthur Brown, fire, you know, and Ginger Baker with Traffic, and Stevie Winwood with Blind Faith, and all these amazing world bands, you know, at Watchfield. That was another free festival we had, you see, just after that. That was the last time I saw Wally Hope, and he was like, by then he'd been through his whole thing with the the health system, and he was heavily sedated on Largactol at the time when I met him at Watchfield. And he was like zombified. I reckon it would have taken him a few years to sober up, at least. He was so out of it on the Largactol. That's when I got involved. I printed up millions of stickers, 500,000 stickers, 500,000 leaflets over 12 years or so. And, you know, I wrote hundreds of letters to the press, the alternative press, over 12 years. And I was working for a record company. I was going down, I phoned out all these, so I had access to all these phone numbers, private phone numbers, all these superstars and people. So I was phoning up the Beatles, and all these people would say, bring your friends, tell all your mates, you know, get down to Stonehenge and all that. It's got another few thousand people down there. And we were in the main stage, it was the White Panther stage. They lent me their stage, and they let me take that down to Stonehenge, and some of them came down and helped with the generators and stuff like that. And I got in a lot of trouble as well about it, because I ended up doing several months in prison as a political prisoner over Stonehenge, believe it or not. This is crazy because Stonehenge is like a centre of energy set, like a chakra for this planet, and it's right in the middle of England, and we should celebrate it.
And can you tell us a little bit about the Spiral Tribe, like how they started and what they're about?
We started up as a kind of reaction to the sort of rip-off raves.
And also Spiral Tribe, you know, with Castle Morton, which is when they got involved in the whole thing, which brings the techno thing into the whole thing. And when the hippies amalgamated with the ravers, and we all joined up together, and we had this big thing at Castle Morton, which is a massive rave at a beauty spot in near Wales. That was a kind of continuous story. The Willie Hope story. Willie Hope was an amazing guy, a really good guy, but he wasn't alone. So you mustn't forget Emmett Grogan and Bill Dwyer, and the other people who have also been on this story.